back to Vlogmas 2021 day 2. Still going strong. Second day, second video, yay me. If you're new here, you're probably wondering what is she talking about. December 2nd and she manages the second video. Cool. But yeah, my year has been pretty bad as far as my channel goes. It's basically dead. Let's see if we can revive this zombie for Vlogmas and maybe even keep it alive through 2022. Wouldn't that be awesome? But yeah, let's not talk about big plans, shall we? Let's just do a second video and let me show you what I did yesterday on the shawl for my mom. Another project I finished I would say roughly 3 weeks ago, maybe 2, can't even remember. It's going to be beading. You're probably already seeing a little bit up there. It's a pretty simple project, but it was actually pretty enough that I wanted to show you. And then of course I have my 2 advents, my yarn advents. So I talked about this yesterday. This is a very simple triangle shawl. Nothing fancy, it's just striped, and it is basically just stockinette all the way through. It doesn't even have a fancy border or anything, and it is a kit that I bought from a German indie dyer, and her shop is called Masche and More. It is going to be linked in the description box down below. She sells the very, very, very simple instructions in combination with yarn kits she puts together. It is usually, there are multiple options, but it's usually one skein of mohair. In my case, it is, I come prepared. In my case, it is the Cowgirl Blues Kid Silk, and the color is called Sweet Dreams. And then you have a second yarn that is either a silk, or I think she also has something not silk, but also not mohair. I haven't checked it, but the kits are significantly cheaper than the ones that come with silk yarn. So it has to be something more normal. And then she has various silk options. And here in my kit, which is called Natural, I got this, I still call this Tassel. I don't know if this is actually how it's pronounced. Tweed Garn by BC Garn. Has to be German dye because it says Garn. It is a yarn that I did not know before, and I mentioned that yesterday. Surprised me with how rough it is. I mean, it probably makes sense because it's a tweed yarn, but still it is silk, so I was kind of surprised. And it is 100% silk too, so... But yeah, knit up, it is actually not as rough. Also said that yesterday, so it is actually a nice yarn to work with. A bit inconsistent, so your knitting will look a bit wonky with it, but that's actually, it has a lot of charm, I think, in combination with the very thin, fine and fluffy mohair. It's actually something. So compared to yesterday, I added this section of 4 stripes. So that's the growth. It's done since I showed it to you yesterday, and I'm going to try to keep up. I need to do 15 repeats of these stripes until I reach the middle. That will be the near middle point, and then I have a few rows of knitting where I don't increase my stitches, and then we are going to decrease on the other end. So let's see how far I can get before Christmas. I don't even know if I'm going to see my family this Christmas, because we are currently on our way back into, I don't know if they are going to call it a lockdown or not. And now a little fly landed in my coffee. That is delicious. Thank you, fly. Let's get it out of here. So yeah, I don't even know if Christmas is going to happen this year, or if it's going to be my second best Christmas ever, like last year. Don't get me wrong, I like to see my family, but I enjoyed so much that we didn't have to go anywhere last year, because we were on full lockdown, and we didn't visit any kind of family. We just spent the whole 3 days at home. And that was the first time in 20 years, and it was the best Christmas in 20 years. So I wouldn't mind a repeat performance. I actually find it quite performative to have to go and visit your family just because it's Christmas, or in case of my mother-in-law, it's also her birthday, I will admit it, but it's still Christmas, so I don't know why. We are all grown-ups, there are no children in this family, so I don't know why we are not able to keep the birthday bottled up until it's no longer Christmas. But that's just me. I've been preaching this for 20 years, no one listens to me in that family, so keep your fingers crossed for me. So I'm not entirely sure if I will actually see any type of family this year, so I probably don't need to finish this before Christmas, but I really, really want to. And my lighting is very strange. You can see that in my very blue hand, which is not blue, but I guess it's a mood. So will it help if I put my... but it won't stay that way, will it? Do I have to hold my arm in here the whole time? Probably. So that is the shawl. I'll keep chipping away at it. This is also going to be my travel project. I mentioned I have to go and travel next week for 3 days. I'm going to take this with me because after doing the moves and stuff, I'm pretty beat once I reach the hotel. It's usually only slightly after business hours once I'm back in the hotel, so usually like 5:30 maybe. And but I'm done by that point, so I usually just go to my room and don't leave it until the next morning. That's the type of introvert I am, and I always take some kind of project with me and work on it. 2 years ago it was actually diamond painting stuff, smallish diamond painting stuff, and once I took some stitching. And this year I have decided that knitting is the best option, and this is going to be perfect because I don't have to think while knitting on this. So let's see how far this will be tomorrow. And for how long I can keep up with that. I will admit I could have knit a lot more in one night, but I actually picked up my stitching yesterday. I barely finished the There's No Planet bead drop for November in time. I actually finished the November one, I think, like 10 minutes before midnight on the 30th. So yeah, but the one that dropped yesterday, the final part, is so much better than the one for November, and I'm really feeling stoked to stitch on that. I really did not do stitching in November. I hardly put any stitching in, to be honest. I just did the Planet B, so I'm behind on all my stitch alongs. As of tomorrow, I will be 3 parts behind on the Alice. I am 1 part behind on Animal Crossing right now. I am 2 parts behind on the Cozy Cafe. The only thing that is caught up is the Planet B. And I am secretly hoping that Planet B might be the project we are going to talk about tomorrow, because it might be finished today. But I'm not going to stress, because I woke up with the mother of all headaches this morning. It is now 2:30. So I actually called in because it was migraine level headache. Didn't manage to sleep, but I am at least feeling a little bit better now. I guess the drugs are kicking in. So if I'm slurring my words, I'm sorry, that's the drugs. But I'm feeling a little bit better, and I made this giant cup of coffee, as you just saw in my intro. So I hope that this will also help a little bit. Coffee usually is pretty good if you have a normal headache. It doesn't really help with migraines as far as my experience goes. Quite on the contrary, it actually usually makes me sick, like pretty much anything I consume when I have a true migraine, but I feel that this is not a true one. I have a feeling it's more related to my neck probably, so I'll have the boyfriend have a look at it once he comes back from work, which is still hours and hours away, like 5, I think. So yeah. But at least I'm feeling better. Didn't sleep anymore, which is a bit sad because also my eyes have this wonderful red color. I have no eye white to write home about at the moment. Because yeah, insomnia, it's my friend. Hello darkness, my old friend. All right, taking a sip of coffee before it gets cold. So, how do you like my mug? I can't really tilt it at the moment, but you saw it in my intro when I made this cup of coffee. This is a fabulous handmade mug I found on Etsy. It is by a German lady who does pottery, and she only does her stuff in white and in pink, but I actually dig this pink. I have bought 2 mugs. This is actually the small one. I have a bigger one too. And I just recently bought étagère is the French word and the German word. I have no idea if you say that in English too. If you have multiple plates stacked on top of each other with metal rods in between, that thing. So I bought one of those, and this is actually where I'm going to store my yarn on. I get from my yarn advents, because I'm not going to start any project during the Christmas period. I thought about it yesterday, but honestly, I am not a huge fan of mystery knit-alongs, as I've talked about, I think, yesterday, and I don't want to risk it, so I really want to just completely open the calendars up, see what's in there. I don't necessarily always love the order the colors come in, so I might rearrange. So yeah, we're just going to unpack them just like last year, and after Christmas I will spend some time thinking about what I want to do with them. I think that's early enough. All right, so beading. I made this little set here. The material for that came from a subscription box that I have been testing for the last 3 months. It actually comes from Czech Republic, so that was for once something that was easy for me to get, didn't have a super long shipping time, and was affordable because I didn't have to factor in VAT for it. The only downside to it is that I did not enjoy the projects. So this was actually two subscription boxes. Once was a box where you get samples of all the new stuff that comes out of Czech Republic. Czech Republic is where most of the glass beads, the high quality glass beads, come from. And this shop offered to send you all the new stuff, sometimes themed to the month. It's drop beads and pressed glass beads and these beads here. And usually there's a lot of stuff in there you can do nice things with. So this box with the new stuff was quite interesting, even though I have cancelled that too now. But there was a companion box the same shop had, which would send you the material for 2 projects each month. So usually it is going to be like this one here, a set with 2 matching pieces of jewelry in the end. And I did not really like what I got in my September and October box. So this was November, and it was actually the first one that I liked enough to make it. My peeve with these boxes usually is I have learned that they are very basic bead stringing. So you get a piece of wire and then you string the beads in the order they gave you, and you have to stick to that order because you get exactly the amount of material you need to make what they show you. I didn't even have a pin left in the end. So they give you exactly the right amount of jump rings, of pins, of beads. You can't get off the beaded path, haha. So yeah, and I did not like the vibe of the projects they sent in September and October. November though, this is simple too, but I thought it was actually beautiful and wearable. I don't think I would have picked gold to go with the pink and the purple. With the green, yeah, but I probably would have chosen silver and then, or gray, and then use silver rings, but it's still not ugly. I still would wear this. So this is a pretty basic, but you had to do a little bit more than just stringing beads, so that's probably why that spoke to me. And the pink and the purple is actually a color I very much enjoy. The gold too, it's this cream gold too. It's a very neutral color. I like it, and I like the vibe of this. This is a very, very long necklace. I have not worn it yet, but I think it is actually very pretty. And I found it pretty enough that I went on AliExpress and actually ordered these rings. These rings here to make these components are also big jump rings. and they come in multiple sizes. So as you can see, I have 4 sizes in this piece. Actually, I have 5. Here's the 5th one. And I've ordered all these sizes in gold and silver and in gunmetal black. Sadly, for the silver, the shop sent me 2 different colors. So they were supposed to have steel colored and actual silver colored, and they sent me for the smaller rings here, the true silver color, and the biggest one is steel colored. Doesn't fit at all. So I have to reorder the bigger rings. Yes, I could complain, but we are talking about €1 or something like that, so I usually don't do that. I will be able to use these rings for something else. Because I thought about repeating this with different colors, maybe not quite as long as this one. I think it would also be pretty if you cut out 2 of these elements and made it a little bit shorter, maybe, yeah, added a pendant or something like that. The earrings are as simple as it gets. I mean, nothing special about those. But they are pretty. I actually like the ear wires. I'm kind of certain I can't wear them. I'm pretty sure they will turn my ears green. But maybe if I feel like it, I will get different ear wires from a shop I purchased from in gold-plated silver. That should do the trick. Because this is just whatever metal. So yeah, this is one of the beading projects I did. I do remember that I showed some of the beading projects I did recently in another video, but I actually have to go back and check which I showed you and which not. I don't want to show you things twice. Although I did show you the necklace with the crystal drops, I think. And I had some half-finished earrings for that. I'm going to show you that set again once I've finished the earrings, which tells you I haven't yet. As always, I'm the master of half-finished things. So that's the beading I did, and let's have a look at the advent calendars. We're going to start with Little Vicious Stitches once again. For her advent, I'm just going to bring the box on screen. For the Nora George, I am going to have the whole box because it's one where I have to actually open doors. But let's see. Yesterday was this bright green. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is a mint. And it is called Ice Queen. Yeah, this is very Elsa. This is very Elsa. And this is, I would say, half tonal. It's not really tonal. I wouldn't call this variegated. It's more like half tonal. And this advent is supposed to be a mixture of tonals, variegated, speckled. So I'm going to see something a little more wild along somewhere, I suspect, because she likes to combine tonals and then have something that is a bit more adventurous in between. If you have seen her Little Things in Life Club she did this year, it usually was a set quite often where 4 colors just matched each other very well, and then there was one that really popped. So kind of excited to see when that happens, but I'm sure it will. I like this color. I would buy a full skein of this. Pretty. It's an interesting contrast to the green from the first day. And then we have the Nora George, and door number 2 is here. And this is a cream color. This is once again on the lighter side, but I saw that I think she cast on a habitation throw. So maybe she dyed it to be a little more fadey instead of contrast. But this is a contrast to last night's color, because it shows up very light. This is actually a vanilla with a little bit of caramel in there. And I'm going to look up on her blog how this color is named, because I saw that she has names for them, but I guess I have to check the blog. She posted yesterday's yarn today, and you might remember as well the white one with the speckling, and it's called Snowdrift. So I'm going to check what this one is called. If it's going to be called Eggnog, I'm going to laugh. But it actually reminds me a little bit of something like eggnog. These would go well too. So yeah, let's see where that takes us, because I, like I said, spoiled myself yesterday a little bit, and I know that there's going to be quite a few different colors. I saw the two right next to door one, because I looked into the box, and the inside of the box is clear plastic, so I saw two more colors. Tried to close my eyes right away, but I know that there will be more speckled and things coming. Kinda excited. Yeah, and that's it. Ooh, 20 minutes again. I always think these videos are going to be so short, and then I talk. Anyway, sorry there's no Lola today, but as you have seen in the intro, both kitties are comatose today. It's the weather. It's been raining. No pretty snow left from the clip I showed you yesterday. It's been pretty warm. It's been raining, but the forecast actually said that on the weekend we shall be back to snow. Let's see. Perfect weather to go to Leipzig next week and move office. Awesome. All right. That's it from me for today. I'll try my best to be back tomorrow. And yeah, talk to you then. Bye.